I know where all the bike rides are in my area of Salt Lake City. It's taken some time, it's been some fun, but it's super easy to do, and I'll teach you exactly how. In no time flat, all of your friends and family will see you as the go-to source for trail and outdoor recreation. Parks, hikes, cycling, trail, all of this expertise can be yours with a simple, free, and super powerful app. It doesn't even advertise, actually. This is not a joke, and it's not a paid sponsorship or anything like that. I just really love this program, and I'm going to teach you how to use it. There are a few apps out there for finding cycling rides, and I'm not knocking them at all. Matter of fact, we're going to do a video on some of them in the future. I'm talking about apps like Komoot, AllTrails, FatMap. Each of these attract their own cycling community, but they're not the first app that I would recommend for the beginner electric cyclist. If you just got an e-bike and you want to know more places to go, I'll teach you the secrets of using this otherwise overlooked application to hugely multiply the available rides. Now, I'm not going to wait. I'll tell you right now, it's called Google Earth. Yeah, it's Google Earth. It's free, it's hyper-focused on your actual area, and super easy to use. Google Earth is an incredibly powerful program that can literally scan the entire globe, but for now we're using it so that you can become a local hero and become a more balanced person. Now, it can work on your smartphone in a basic manner, but I usually use it on the desktop with all the added features. I'll tell you some of my favorite really soon. Now, the big thing I like about Google Earth for electric bike rides is that it cultivates exploration, planning, but also spontaneity. All three of these are really important. You can start right where you live, or literally anywhere on the planet. I want to prove my point, so I'm going to start in a place that I've never been to, Omaha, Nebraska. As a matter of fact, I don't even know anybody who lives there, but let's go ahead and dive into the program and I'll show you exactly how it works. So in the desktop version right here, I'm going to go ahead down here and check out these boxes. I'm going to uncheck all of them because I don't want to see all the roads and the photographs or anything like that. I just want to see the bird's eye view. This will clean things up a lot and I can actually see what I'm looking for. So from here, I'm going to zoom out a little bit to the broader area and I'm going to look for the winding twist of a river. Aha! You see that? There's one. What's this called? Let's zoom in. Oh, hold on. Let's turn on places again. Okay, now we're going to zoom in. It's called Little Papillion Creek. In Utah, we would probably call that a river. Anyways, let's zoom in again on this creek. And what do we have here? Aha! Right next to the water, a paved trail that connects various parks. This crosses way too many roads and boundaries to be private property. So in about 10 seconds, we found a spot to go biking, but how do we get there? It's actually really easy. Wherever we go, let's just say we're going to start here. We're going to visually inspect the pathway from the bird's eye view. This not only gives us instructions on where to go, but also the visual and imaginary aid of driving the streets in your mind and then kind of transferring that to a bicycle. This reinforces your future actions. Since we can use electric bikes on neighborhood streets, new pathways are highly valuable. You don't need to compete with the main traffic on the major thoroughfares. A side street does the same thing, and in some cases it's actually faster, especially during rush hour. Now, if you get to a tough spot and you're not sure where to go, you can actually see most roads from the perspective of the street. At the top right, hover over this little area, and this little orange man can be plucked from his perch. You drop that onto a road that's applicable, and boom, now you can see. You can use the keyboard keys W, A, S, and D to move around, or you can click the mouse to still navigate from this perspective. It's kind of slow, so I don't really do it that often. But from here, we might look for bicycle entry points to a trail, or get a sense of scale for larger intersections. Okay, now that we have our starting point and our destination, we've planned out how to get there. The next step is just to go out and ride. So you can tell that I do this on a desktop. I don't take my computer with me. I do all of my planning ahead of time. This creates a lot of spontaneity in the ride. If I find a new pathway, a new trail, or a new site on the road, I'm more than happy to go explore because that's what I want, that natural exploration and that little nudge to get going. I can do this in real time in Omaha when I get there, but for now, I'll give you a real life example that I'm doing here in Salt Lake City. So you already know how I found this particular river trail, or I guess people in Omaha would call it a creek, but zooming out, I noticed this other area with a conspicuous absence of infrastructure. Looking at the places, this is called Dimple Dell, and looking at the street view around the area, it appears to be a ravine that rolls out for a few miles, and it looks like an awesome park. This looks like a totally fun area to explore, and I'm totally going to do it, so Make sure you subscribe so that you can check out the next videos, in which one of them I'm totally going to be there. Now, by the way, Utah and other arid environments are super easy because the green tree cover invariably follows a water source that usually is followed by a bike path. Now, there's a little trick to making other places easier to see. So let's set our bicycle sights on Rockville, Maryland. I happen to know that there are a ton of trees here, and it's hard to figure out what's a trail, what's a stream, or a driveway, but there is a trick that works sometimes. Now, Google Earth puts together the most clear photos taken over a span of time, and you can click on the clock up here at the top, and this will give you historical imagery. It only has a handful of dates depending on where you live, but you can drag this slider to an available month in the winter, and then sometimes it works. You can actually take off the canopy of deciduous foliage. It's pretty cool. Now, there are a lot more tricks to this program that we can use for electric cycling and exploration. If you're interested, I will make that video in the future, but you gotta let me know. Things like measuring distance of the path that you took, elevation gain, mapping out an entire area like a square, and a whole lot of other things. But for now, the important thing is this. Google Earth can help you naturally explore your area, stoking the flames of curiosity and building you as a holistic cycling resource for you and your friends. Now, as you learn the many things that have changed in your area over the years, other people will look to you for beginner advice on the outdoors. Now, if you like these tips enough, you can support the channel on Patreon, or you can check out this video, which is a totally weird electric bicycle that nobody liked.